Once upon a time, in the land of Hushabye, around about the wondrous days of yore, they came across a sort of box, bound up with chains and locked with locks, and labeled, "Kindly do not touch. It's war." A decree was issued round about, all with a flourish and a shout and a gaily colored mascot tripping lightly on before. Don't fiddle with this deadly box, or break the chains or pick the locks, and please don't ever mess about with war. Well, the children understood. Children happened to be good, and they were just as good around that time of yore. They didn't try to pick the locks or break into that deadly box, and never tried to mess about with war. Mommies didn't either, sisters, aunts, nor grannies neither, 'cause they were quiet and sweet and pretty in those wondrous days of yore. And very much the same as now, they are not the ones to blame somehow for opening up that deadly box of war. But someone did. Someone battered in the lid and spilled the insides out across the floor. A sort of bouncy, bumpy ball made up of flags and guns and all the tears and horror and the death that comes with war. It bounced right out and went bashing all about, bumping into everything in store. And what was sad and most unfair was that it didn't really seem to care much who it bumped, or why, or what, or for. It bumped the children mainly, and I'll tell you this quite plainly. It bumps them every day, and more, and leaves them dead and burned and dying, thousands of them sick and crying, 'cause when it bumps, it's really very sore. Now there is a way to stop the ball. It isn't very hard at all. All it takes is wisdom, and I'm absolutely sure we could get it back into that box and bind the chains and lock the locks. But no one seems to want to save the children anymore. Well, that's the way that it appears, 'cause it's been bouncing round for years and years, in spite of all the wisdom whizzed since those wondrous days of yore. And the time they came across that box, bound up with chains and locked with locks, and labeled, "Kindly do not touch. It's war."